Hey everyone, welcome to Old Iron Garage. Thank you for tuning in. So, we are going to pick up right where we left off in the previous video, working on the Kohler K241, I believe it is. It's 10 horsepower, and we are going to try to see if this thing will run. Alright, well let's dive in. Alright, I'm back, and for this next part, we have on the bench this old Wisconsin engine. You're probably wondering, why do we need this Wisconsin engine? We need something that's on it. If we're going to set up a starter generator, we need the correct pulley. And on this engine, we have what I believe to be the correct pulley. Going off of pictures that I found online, this should be the correct pulley. I already have my puller set up on here, so we're gonna give it a go. I already have the set screws out, and it's been sitting with some penetrating fluid for a little bit. So we're gonna see if we can walk this first pulley off of here. There it goes. That was easy enough. Now, for this other pulley, this one I'm a little more concerned about. This is stamped steel, and it's large diameter. I'm afraid by using the puller and an impact, we're just going to bend it. But I don't know how else we're going to get it off, so we're going to give it a try. Alright, I'm going to try to be real gentle. Let's see. 1, 2. Yeah, so there's only 2 set screws. And I've got them both out. So we're just going to go gently. Ah, did you guys hear that? All of a sudden it went pop. And now it's walking out. So now we have what we need. Just hoping we didn't bend it. Looking at the spots where the jaws were resting on here, it does not appear that we bent it. So that's good. While I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and pull this key and put it in my spare parts. So if I ever need it, I have it. Or I think I'm going to anyway. There it comes. We have a key. Alright, as far as I know, I don't really need this. This is the one I'm after. So, we're going to go ahead and get rid of this Wisconsin engine, and we'll be back in just a moment. Alrighty, so we are closing in on being able to try to fire up this engine. So the next step would be to fit this pulley that we just pulled off of that Wisconsin engine. And so what am I going to use to spin that pulley? This engine does not have a starter generator. I I went and dug through my stash of starter generators, and I found one, and it spins the correct direction. So, it's a little slow. We're gonna mount this up. I'm gonna pray that the belt that I have fits, or that I can find one that fits, that's the right size, and we're gonna try it out. See if that thing's got enough oomph to spin it over. So, anyways, let's get this pulley mounted. I don't know exactly where on here it needs to be, so we're just going to leave it loose for now, because once I tap that key in, that thing's not going to want to move. We conveniently already have a pair of bolts here. Just going to put a little bit of lube on the threads. I'm going to try and hold this thing up here. Awesome, it fits. I'm trying to hold this thing up here while I get one started. There we go. Grab some threads and hurry up and get the other one started before I drop this thing. Come on. There we go. There's the hole. Grab some threads. Now, find the right size socket and run these in and then back them off just a hair. Oop, that was the wrong direction. Alright, now we're going to swing this thing up. And the starter generator conveniently also has the bolt for the belt tensioner bracket. Which could use a little bit of lubricant. The threads are a little gummed up. So we're going to go ahead and get that bolt in. And let's go ahead and get this lined up. It looks like it lines up right there, which is pretty much all the way in. But I'm not going to put the key in just yet. I'm going to come over here and grab the belt that I snagged off the shelf. This is a used belt, but I believe this came off of a Kohler that was on a Cub Cadet. We're going to see if it'll fit. But what do you know? That looks like it's going to fit. Could be a little narrower. It's a little wide for this pulley. For the big pulley, that is. It might not stay on when you go to spin it. I don't know. We'll find out. It fits the pulley on the starter generator perfectly fine. But these might be two different width pulleys. It appears that maybe they are. I could go and look and see if I have a little bit narrower belt, but I kind of doubt it. I'm hoping that maybe if I just get this thing extra tight, she'll stay. So let's pull this thing real good and tight. I don't know how tight I can pull it with the engine not bolted down to anything. And it looks like this needs to go in just a hair more. Can't really go in any further than that, or it's going to rub against the bolt head for the belt tensioner bracket. Okay. Now let's see if I can hold tension on here and tighten this down at the same time. That's pretty tight. Now I'm going to go ahead and tighten these. Come on, let go of my socket. Now daggone it. That's a stupid problem to have. Get off of there. That belt trapped my socket and did not want to let go. Now let's spin it. Oh wait, yeah. Let's get the, just making sure it still looks good and straight. Let's get the key in. Now when I go to tap this in, it's going to go in hard. I tried fitting it and it wants to go in real hard. But it is the correct key. Hopefully it doesn't fight me too bad. And hopefully it just goes on in. It is going to push the pulley in though. See if I can shove something in here just to kind of help prevent it from going in too far. Alright, let's check the alignment again. It can go in just a tad. I just don't want it rubbing against that bolt head. That's about as far in as it can go. I just really wish this belt fit this pulley a little better. It's one size too wide. This is a really narrow pulley right here. But it's what we got to work with, so we're going to give it a go. I'm going to tighten down these set screws. There's one. There's another. I could go and look at my stash of pulleys, see if I have one that will fit this shaft, and that is about this diameter, but I really don't think I have any that are this big. So we're just going to have to try it and see what happens. I'm going to take the spark plug out, and I'm going to put 12 volt to that starter generator and just see if it'll just spin it without any resistance, you know, without the spark plug in there. I'm going to put a few tools away. I I'm going to put a few tools away and get set up for that, and then I'll bring you right back. Alrighty, so I have a battery here. The negative post is touching a bolt head, and I have a battery cable. Let's hook it up and see what happens. The spark plug is in. Yeah, I was gonna try it without the spark plug in at first, so there's no resistance, but the spark plug is in, and we're just gonna see what happens. All right. What do you know? It actually works. This belt is sitting kind of cockeyed in there, but by golly, it works. It didn't come off, so I mean, just for engine testing purposes, I would call that a win. That's enough. That's spinning it fast enough to crank it over to see if she'll fire. So I'm gonna cut the video, and I'm going to get this set up to actually crank it over with fuel and see if she will fire. I'll bring you guys back in a little bit. Alright everyone, it's the moment we've been waiting for. Let's see if she will fire up. And if she does, I'm going to try to bottle feed her on 2-cycle fuel, because that's what I have in a squirt bottle. So let's put some directly into the cylinder, enough that it'll stay running for a moment. Turn the ignition on. Probably should hook up the plug wire. And pray for the best. I'm just hoping this thing doesn't try to jump off the bench or something, or try to tackle me. Yeah. So let's find a ground. See what happens. She tried. Let's try again. She's trying. Ooh, that starter is groaning. Well, clearly we know that she'll run. I'm going to put it back on choke. Maybe if it's not sucking as much air, I can successfully bottle feed the thing. Let's try again. I'm going to put some in the carburetor. I'm going to fill up the carburetor and see if it'll just run and stay running. I don't see anything dripping out of the carb yet. All right, carburetor appears to be full. Let's give it a go. Ooh. That startled me. When trying to bottle feed the carburetor, I had some accidentally pour out of the carburetor and pour onto the battery cable, and then when it arced, when I connected it, it lit up, and then it lit up the carburetor. I had to blow it out real quick. Sketchy stuff. I'm going to put some directly in the cylinder again. I'm going to really load it up this time in hopes that it'll stay running long enough that I can either continue bottle feeding it or get it to run off of what's in the carb. I'm going to go ahead and fill up the carburetor again too. There, I put a very liberal amount of 2-cycle fuel into the cylinder. Now let's see what happens. Is my ignition switch still on? It is. I may have wet the plug. Ouch! Oh! Silly me, I forgot to hook the plug wire back up. Well, I'm not having much luck bottle feeding it. As soon as I take it off, as soon as I disconnect the power to the starter generator, it wants to die. Like, it just doesn't want to run. But you can hear it firing. I'm going to turn off the ignition so the coil don't get hot. I don't know. I might play around with it a little bit more. And if I get it to run, I'll bring you guys back and I'll show you. But for now, I'm just going to cut the video and play with it a little bit. Alrighty, so it's the next morning. The buyer is here, and this is one last attempt to see if she will pop off and run. Oh yeah, it is missing that little clip. I don't have one of those. If you wouldn't mind just holding that in there, and then just holding it at, you can put your hand there, hold on to it, and hold it at idle, and just kind of hold that in there. I'm going to choke this. Alrighty, well, there you seen it. Bell's still on. There you seen it. She does run. Well, I got to take care of business here, so that's that. Alright, folks, well, there it is. You seen it. It runs. The only reason it was so smoky is because I was running it off of 2-cycle fuel, because that's what was in my little feeder bottle, my little squirt bottle. So I just used that to fill the carburetor bowl, and that's what it ran off of. But anyways, yeah, that's that. The buyer ended up buying that one, which was 10 horse, along with the incomplete 12 horse and 14 horse Kohlers that were in my previous 2 videos. So if you did not see those, go back and take a look. Basically, they were incomplete engines, and that's how I got them, and I was just assessing their condition and getting them ready to sell. And, but yeah, that's that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button, and please hit that subscribe button if you have not yet to see more videos like this in the future. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.